but why? He was a Dolphins
Like,
junior.
Yeah, but he's got 3 kids. They're at school.
Yep.
They're all settled. He's got a beautiful house on Northern Beaches. He gets to, continue to play footy without moving and uprooting his whole family. Gets to go to a good club who could open doors. But does DC need stuff? Like, does he need doors open for him? Do you know what I mean? This is not a rookie. This is not a guy that has had his head in the clouds.
No, that's right.
Like,
yeah.
he's done really well off the field. He's a guy that would have transitioned to any role that he wanted to at Manly or in the media. He doesn't, does he need to mix with the top end or seemingly the top end of town? He could have done it anyway. So I don't feel like, whilst everyone bangs on about, what the Roosters could do for players, and they do great for players.
Does he need that?
Does he need that?
Yeah, no, you're probably right.
I think it's a footy decision.
Yep. No, you're probably right. And where to for the Roosters, folks? Roosters recruitment and retention. They've signed the Cowboys hooker Reece Robson. A lot of us forget that. Yesterday, I'm thinking, geez, I forgot about that one.
Does that happen now? That happened before Christmas, I think, the Reece Robson.
That was one. Okay, yeah, right. They've re-signed Nafahu White. He's only getting better.
Gone.
The Wainawazi's still got another year before he heads off rugby. Holbrook's gone to the Knights. We know that. They bring in Michael Checker. Sandon Smith follows Holbrook to the Knights, and they've signed Dragons back Cody Ramsey. I'm not sure where they're at as far as any other signings. They might be done, the Roosters. They've re-signed Blake Steep.
Tommy Talau will end up there as well.
Yes.
As a depth piece. So Reece Robson was announced December 6, 2024.
So the Tommy Talau, of course, his partner, Surgis,
Yes.
they still a thing?
I think so.
She's a champion Rooster, of course, as well. So that would make sense to me. Definitely makes sense to me. And that would pretty much be all she wrote for them. The big one, which people ask about, Hugo Savala, local junior. What's the plan of attack or the future for him?
Depends how patient he is. Depends how patient he wants to be.
But we're not going to see Chad 2.0, are we? They're not going to.
No.
No. So is he absolutely starting in their halves?
Yeah. With all due respect to Chad.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's not listening on the way. DCE was a better player than Chad.
No, I understand. But I'm just saying that you said Daly is 36 and Hugo is well loved by the fans. Great kicking game. Finished off with a great season. I'm just wondering what are you saying to Hugo in this off-season?
Learn. Pick his brain.
Yep.
He's a freak. He's Premiership winner, Australia, Queensland captain.
Yep.
Game 1.
Learn.
And you could have learned off Chad too, right? Chad's got a great footy mind, but DCE, he's still one of the premier. Well, if you sat down and said, if I had to ask you, we'll do this in the break, and then maybe after the break, what number half is he in the game?
Well, yes, beaten in the Origin series, but he was the captain for an Origin team this season.
Correct.
This season.
So we'll sit down and go, where do you rank him in terms of
Okay,
your
where do I
halves?
rank him now? So you've got Cleary and Moses. You've got
Hughes.
Is Dearden? What's Dearden, a halfback, or what do you class Dearden as? Yeah.
Do we class DC as a halfback? Because he's probably going to play
Yeah.
6, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, Hughes, and then he's right there.
There you go.
Oh, you know what, MC? Yesterday we had on Michael Maguire. If you missed that, folks, catch up on the podcast. And we missed this one. We would have been hard to get it, I suppose. But Cameron Smith joins the Broncos coaching team.
Yeah, interesting.
Role and timing. Cameron Smith is set to join the Brisbane Broncos coaching staff in a mentoring and advisory role for the 2026 season. His appointment is part of head coach Michael Maguire's strategy to defend the Broncos' 2025 premiership title. Smith will work closely with the leadership group and mentor rising stars like Payne Haas, Pat Carrigan, Katoni Staggs, Reece Walsh, Ezra Mam. Cameron Smith retired in 2020. He goes out with a decorated career, having won that premiership. That was beating the Panthers, and they just kept winning from there. 42 State of Origin appearances for Queensland. He previously served as Billy Slater's assistant coach for the Maroons and was a selector for the Kangaroos. Smith and Maguire have a long-standing relationship for their time together at the Storm under Craig Bellamy. And the Broncos had tried to sign Smith multiple times during his playing career, but this marks the first successful move to bring him to the club. Thoughts?
Yeah, obviously, great move by Brisbane. It's one of the all-time greats. Getting him in your organisation is a huge plus. I find it a little bit strange. I'm sure Melbourne would have been open to a similar role.
Yeah, but living up there.
Living up there, yeah, it's not a full-time job.
No.
It's sort of dipping in and out. But obviously living, I think he lives on the Goldie, Cam. Makes it a little bit easier. I just wonder, he was linked to the Kangaroos job. Wonder if this is just dipping his toe in.
Okay. Yeah,
I don't know.
right.
I'm not sure.
I tell you what, MC, I get your point about him going to Melbourne. I think he'll have far more impact at Broncos than he would at Melbourne. The reason being that, his ideas are already kind of there with Bellamy and the leadership group, and they've played with him, whereas he's a new face to Brisbane, sustained success the Broncos have not had over the last decade or so. I think this is a masterstroke from Madge.
No, I think it's great for Brisbane, 100%. Like it's, and he knows Dave Donaghy from the time the Broncos CEO. Yep. Dave was at Melbourne when Cam was playing, so it's a very handy acquisition.
Have you enjoyed former player appointment week? Ben Crater
yes,
to the chief
operating officer
at the Dragons. Yep. Jason King at Manly.
Yes.
You've got Cam Smith now to the Broncos.
Yes.
Former player appreciation week. It's been on fire, hasn't it?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Who else is?
I also reckon too we're seeing more and more assistant coaches who are out and out former players. I reckon this is the most we've seen in an off season. Kieran Foran, he goes back to Manly. The Knights have got Danny Badiris, Brett White, and another ex-player as well. Blake Green goes up to North Queensland.
I don't know, haven't they always been? A lot of them have always been.
Yeah, but I think more so.
I think there's more of them now.
Yeah,
as well.
You've had Matty Johns to the Titans. Yes. You've had Gordon to the Titans. It is former player appreciation.
Mick Ennis to the Dragons.
Mick Ennis to the Dragons. That's all happening. Talking about those training the house down, where many rugby league players, both in the men and the women's, are yet to finish their season. Meanwhile, others are returning to get ahead start for 2026. The big news this morning, of course, finally, the Roosters have got their man. Daly Cherry Evans signs for a 1-year deal. Now, speaking of Roosters, though, the Roosters and Blues El Capitano and Jillaroos, who's an absolute star of the game, Isabelle Kelly, joins the run home. G'day, Isabelle.
Hi, guys. How are we?
How are you going, mate? This season is just about done for you. And as I said to Michael Carianis, don't be sad it's over. Be glad it happened, Isabelle. And you can finish with a big Pack Champs celebration.
Yeah, no, it's been great. We actually just had our last session today, so it was a bit weird thinking about not having to really focus on footy for a bit and after the game. But, yeah, no, it's been a great season. It's definitely been one to remember, that's for sure, and mainly so for me being able to captain the Blues girls. But, yeah, it's been unreal, and honestly, I'm looking forward to next year already.
Final training run and then one assignment in front of you. It's the Kiwi Ferns. Tight game last week. When you get past the Kiwi Ferns, it's been a big season for yourself once again, Isabelle Kelly. What's the plan, mate? Are you going away somewhere? How do you spend your downtime?
Yeah, getting away. I always have a trip to Bali. Seems like everyone in the NRL and NRLW does as well. But yeah, get away, spend some time back on the Central Coast where I'm from, and just soak up some of that family time. But yeah, it's pretty crazy how quick it all goes, because before we know it, we'll be back in Sydney ripping in.
How has camp been? Obviously, the preparation leading into last week's game, knowing that you're going to face New Zealand again, how different, or how did that change the mindset?
Yeah, it's been unreal, the camp, to be honest. I think having Jess Skinner leading us around and just bringing so much knowledge as well with off-field stuff and culture and everything like that has been really unique. And yeah, every match up against the Kiwis is completely different. And we knew that going into last week with them having the week off, that they were going to be really physical and ready to go. So I think this week's going to be a really great clash. We've got the likes of, obviously, Tamika Upton coming back into our team, and just her knowledge and I think experience within the game is going to really help us. Yeah, when we're down the park and obviously wanting to attack their line.
You mentioned Jess Skinner. How has she been as coach, and what differences have you noticed in the camp?
Yeah, she's incredible. I think just the way that she is able to bring a team together. A lot of us girls were talking about how positive she is, and the way that, it's really hard sometimes to make a connection and a culture outside of the footy field. And she's someone that's done incredibly so at that. And she's got some great assistant coaches with Neil Henry and Alicia Kate. So they've really been steering us around on the park, and Jess is just putting all the little pieces together. So, no, it's been probably one of the most enjoyable campaigns I've had.
Still on Jess, Isabelle. So last week it's 10 points to 4, so it's quite a tight affair. You guys, if there's a form line, Fetu Samoa, you win 60-0. New Zealand win 22-20, so that was tight. How does Jess coach, or how does the team go about when you're taking on a team in the third week where you probably know that you're playing them again the following week? Do you have to change your game plan, keep things a little bit safe, or how did you go about that last week?
Yeah, well, I think with last week, we were pretty disappointed in certain areas with how we played and our execution, and missing quite a lot of opportunities that presented themselves. And I think that's the beauty of obviously getting to play them again. We've really reviewed that game and worked on where we need to be better. So, yeah, there's definitely no complacency or I guess just wanting to just get the job done. We really want to showcase how we play as the Jillaroos, what we've done in previous years. So, no, it's been really good. We've had some great review this week and have some, a few changes around our team that I think are going to really help us play our best footy.
Can you believe you're about to play your 20th test?
No, I can't actually. It's pretty crazy. I was talking to Ali Brigginshaw about this during the week, and she's known me since I debuted when I was 17. So, yeah, it's pretty crazy. But honestly, it's probably one of my favourite jerseys to pull on. Yeah, being able to play with the likes of the Queenslanders as well, when you you don't love them so much in the middle of the year, but then you get to play with them and you see what great players and people they are. It's pretty cool. So, yeah, it's something that I never take lightly.
Is there a celebration or a different celebration for that landmark? 20 tests is quite significant.
I think for the Jillaroos last year we celebrated my 15th, and then I think it's the next one's the 25th game. So little bit off, but yeah, there's some girls that have capped that. I think Ali might be at a 27th, and a few other girls are up there. So yeah, it's pretty cool that.
Take us back to that grand final. I know it was tough for you guys, undefeated all year, and then the Broncos find a way. It was some game though, Isabelle. It was a terrific game. The whole day was just fantastic. But and then after the game, I see you down there with the girls from Brisbane. You're mingling together. You're watching Teddy swims together, and it looked pretty special down there. I know you had the loss, but what a game to be part of.
Yeah, it was, yeah, obviously not the way that we wanted to end our season, but for me, as a captain, and I think someone that's really proud to wear the Roosters jersey, we had a lot of key injuries to our team and lost someone the day before in our captain's run to an ACL. So I couldn't doubt or couldn't be disappointed in the effort that we put in within that day, because everyone did so well and really stood up in their roles. But to verse the Broncos, I think that was the best team, the two best teams that were going to be in the grand final. I'm glad that we put the showcase on that we did, and have had a lot of people talking about it, because that's the type of game that you want to be in a grand final. But yeah, there's always a lot of respect for the Broncos girls, the caliber of players that they have, the people they are, and just what they can do on the field. So it's nothing ever, nasty off the field. It's always just a lot of respect.
Fletch and I often talk about the rise of the NRL, and we say, well, it's really a lot to do with, and Matty Johns agrees with this as well, what the girls are doing in the NRLW space and the rise of that. You've been there from the start. Have you noticed significant growth as far as the game itself, but also you guys as stars, like your popularity and familiarity to the fans? Have you seen that sort of go up exponentially?
Yeah, it's huge. I think definitely skill set and everything. We've worked really hard the past few years with, there being more games and being able to be in your clubs a lot more and spending a lot of time with your coaches. You've just kind of seen the skill set go through the roof. And I think that's something that a lot of people love to watch and tune into. But yeah, it's been incredible. I'm really grateful for the opportunities that the NRLW has given me with my profile and the things that I've been able to achieve and do within my career. But I think the most special thing for a lot of us is it's not just, young girls that we're inspiring. It's also a lot of young boys that we have come up to us and might say that we're one of their favourite players or something like that. And I think for us, that just showcases that we're doing our job and I guess pushing for the future of these young girls as well.
Hey, Isabelle, there was talk, it's probably going to be quiet, but there had been talk in the past around the size of the ball, right? And if the average female hand is, say, I don't know, the numbers, 20% smaller than the average male hand, then it would make sense to me to have the ball 20% smaller for the product and the best possible spectacle. And if people argued about that, you could say, well, if you made the men's ball 20% bigger, the men wouldn't have as good a product. Where do you stand on that chat around the size of the ball?
Yeah, I'm yet to actually see the prototype. A few of the girls have already seen it and have played around a bit with
Wow.
it, done some kicking and whatnot. And yeah, I think a few of them said it's obviously great with your catch pass and that sort of skill set. A bit different with kicking.
Yeah.
Apparently, it goes a bit further and changes things up a bit more with that. But yeah, I think I'd definitely love to see it and just see how things can change within training and everything like that. But yeah, a lot of the girls aren't against it, but there's still people that are still quite unsure about it. But I think if the prototype is out there and girls are seeing it and I guess being able to train with it and get a feel for it, then they're definitely open to giving it a go. But yeah, I think at the moment everyone just wants to make sure they're playing their best
Mm.
footy and that's just another little percent that could probably go in there.
What size are we? Are we talking like a mod league
No, just
or just a bit
I
like?
think no. I think Isabel. I don't think it's a mod league. I think it's like almost to ratio, aren't they? Trying to come up with
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there's been like a few of the girls I know that have tried it, and it's not like tiny. It's just a lot of the girls normally with the normal balls, their grip, they can't actually grip the ball properly because they've got such little hands. So everyone's completely different. There's some girls that can do it and others that can't. But yeah, from what I've heard, it's not that small. It's yeah, just in ratio, I think, with being a female athlete.
How nervous do you get before these big finals? You know, you take it on. You know, the best of the best. This is the Jillaroos take on the Kiwi Ferns. How when that national anthem's blaring on the weekend, how nervous will you be? Or you pretty cool with that sort of stuff?
No, I'd like to say that I was pretty cool all the time, but no, I'd always get a bit of nerves before every game, no matter what it is. It's just because obviously you want to put on a good performance and make sure that you're doing yourself and the jersey proud. But I love these games. I love the big games. I love being able to stand there with my teammates and sing the national anthem and know that we're about to go to war basically with the Kiwis, and that's what it always is against them. So yeah, they're a really strong team, have a really strong pack, and a lot of big girls that, can really hit hard. But yeah, it always makes up for a good match. So yeah, I'm super pumped, to be honest.
So, talk us through the camp on the night before tomorrow night. Would Jess have someone come in and speak to the group, or how does the jersey presentation look like for the Jillaroos in the lead up to the final?
Yeah, it's been different. Every game we've had this campaign, we've had the first ever Jillaroo came in to talk to us when we were in Brizzy, and then last week we were obviously away from home, so it was a bit more intimate. But not too sure what they got planned for tomorrow, but they always have something pretty special planned. And I think that's what I love about it is they're not taken for granted every time you put the jersey on, and it's an honour within that. So yeah, Jess is pretty unique, and what I love about her is she always puts us first as people. So she's always making sure she can do the little things and the special things for us. So I'm sure it'll be pretty cool.
20 tests. Isabelle Kelly, that is some feat. Let's get our 20th try and 20 tests, shall we? That'd be a nice thing to do at Combank. Mate, all the best and congratulations on your career. And you're still pretty much just getting started, so this could go anywhere you like. Thanks for joining us, mate. And to you and all the girls, all the best.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having me, guys.
So we're going to play Team of Fortune,
Yeah,
Brooks?
do you want to do it? Like, MC's quite knowledgeable and knows what's going on around the league, so we can just spin a wheel. Randomly, teams will pop up.
Okay.
You can tell us what you know.
Well, you spin the wheel,
Sure.
Mitchie. Let's go.
Big spin.
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Oh, it didn't finish. You can see
ticked
it
over
coming.
one
though.
more.
You can see it coming, yeah.
Cowboys. Yeah.
What do you got for us? Mickey, give us the bullet points for next year. The Team of Fortune.
Okay. Well, bullet point is, the number one bullet is Todd Pater's future.
Yep.
And whether or not he'll get a bullet for his coaching career at North Queensland. That's the number one talker for North Queensland, no doubt. He'll start the year, I think the coaches that will start the year under the most pressure are Anthony Seibold and Todd Payton.
Who's the number 9? In the absence of Reece Robson, who gets that first crack?
Reed Marnie.
Oh, Reed Marnie,
Yeah,
of course.
Reed Marnie. That's you talk about under signings that are going under the radar. Reed Marnie is obviously there. The question mark is who's going to partner Tom Dearden in the halves. Jackson Purdue had a crack. He's a gun.
Yep.
But he's done really well at centre. I think that what they did, they re-signed Griffin Neem before we got to November 1. Smart, because he was going to command
Really?
big money on the open market. He was like, obviously you've got Tino and Payne.
Yep.
He's the next one down.
Wow.
I think he's a gun. I think how old is Griffin Neem? He's like
So he's going to be in the
24,
Tarpany
yeah.
conversation and that sort of thing
24.
down the
Yeah,
track.
I meant in players that were off contract. In terms of
okay, sorry.
middles that were off contract.
Yep.
He's not at the Tarpany stage yet.
Yep.
He's 24.
Wow.
I think he's a absolute gun. The other question mark is around Jason Tamalolo. You're not getting anywhere near value for your money.
Okay, hit the wheel, please, Mitchie. Team of fortune.
This got me on edge.
It's going to be Melbourne, I think. It's going to be Melbourne. It's going to be Melbourne. It's going to be... Oh, just ticked over. Raiders.
Great acting.
Raiders.
Well, I'll stay the course for Canberra. Can they maintain the rage, really? The question markers for them is they signed Jaden Brayley.
Yep.
What do they do with that hooker rotation that works so well for them? Because they didn't sign Jaden Brayley, really, to play reserve grade. So what do they do with Paddy and Starlin and Brayley there in that mix?
And
number 7.
is the
The
number
two
7,
Ethans.
is it the Ethan squared in the halves definitely, or is there another option for a halfback
I don't
position?
think there's another option. They flirted with like Lockie Elias, Sean O'Sullivan.
Yep.
They've had a look at some of these guys that have played a bit of first grade, but haven't landed one yet. So it has to be Ethan squared.
And Owen Paddy's not a former halfback as a kid. You often see that.
Oh, that's the other thing. The 3 players on their books in terms of hookers are genuine hookers. I know Starlin's dabbled a little bit at 13, right?
Yep.
But they're genuine number 9s. They don't really play other positions.
No.
So makes it interesting to see how that dynamic's going to play out. Josh Papali'i probably in his final year. But, yeah, it's as if it's around Canberra as if they can maintain the rage. And, again, go into a premiership winning side if they can maintain being a premiership winning side again.
Okay, Mitchie, team of fortune.
Let's do a little spin this time.
Okay,
please.
righto. Ooh, it is Manly. Manly.
Manly, yeah.
Thoughts? What's your expectation for Manly?
Manly have been the side where on their day they look like top 4 or look like bottom 4 and they don't really perform in between. That's the concern, and it's been a hallmark of that side since Anthony Seibold arrived, right? Tom Travojevic, will he play 20-plus games? Jamal Fogarty in the halves. They get Taniela Paseka back, which is a huge he missed so much footy for him this year. Hamoli Olakawatu. I mentioned Todd Payton's future, Seibold's future. Who's going to be captain with no DCE?
Yep. Does that default to Jake, does it? Or
I don't think it's Jake. I don't think it'll be Jake.
no?
I'd be Tom.
Yep.
And the one that's sort of out there a little bit, like in terms of a smoky, is Hamoli
Molly.
Olakawatu.
Who's the Bronco they picked up?
Hetherington.
Hetherington.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. Well, they picked up a former Bronco, our man, Bitcoin Bullimore.
Ethan Bullimore.
Mate, he's been
Locked him
terrific
in.
for him.
Well, he had a really good year this year. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
outstanding for him this year.
That's right. So they sort of follow that same form line, if you like, of getting a young Bronco in Hetherington. So he'll be terrific for them. All right, let's go. One more, please, Mitchie. Ooh.
That's a good one.
Sharkies.
Yes.
Sharkies.
Any
I knew it was a
signings?
fin. I thought it was a dolphin, but it was a shark. Yeah.
Sharkies.
Any signings on the horizon, MC?
Oh, they got a full book for 26. So well, the only signing that they may make is a cover for Ronaldo Mulatalo, who did his ACL. playing for
Oh,
the
that's
Kiwis,
devastating.
because they'll get cap relief from the NRL because of
Yep.
the representative injuries. So I think that's worth $350,000. So they'd be able to find a first grader, not up to Ronaldo's standard, but if they wanted to find someone to squeeze in.
Okay, just on that, because that's a very good point. They're pretty right for wingers. Do you have to spend the cap relief on like for
No,
like?
apparently it's not like for like, no.
Right,
So
because
they'll get the cap relief.
they've got Katoa, they've got Stone Street.
Yeah.
So they're a team who could well and truly.
The question marks remain over Cronulla. Like for mine, it's, is Will Kennedy able to elevate his game to mix it with the top 6 fullbacks in the competition? Is the Trindle and Nico Hines combination working enough for them to be a genuine premiership threat? Because the rest of the squad's there.
Okay, is that a team who you might go?
I would,
Pappy.
if I was Cronulla, all in.
Pappy.
Oh, yeah. That's what's missing for that. I think that's the missing piece.
Hello, cap relief.